Alright guys, today I'm reviewing Phantom's Revenge. This is the Morgan Hypercoaster located at Kennywood, and I got to ride this coaster once. It was only one time, so that's kind of unfortunate, but I still got a pretty good feel for this ride. It was very memorable, and you will find out why that is here in a little bit. The line was around 35 to 40 minutes long, so I couldn't marathon it or anything, of course, but let's waste no time and get right into this review. So when you walk up to Phantom's Revenge, this thing looks absolutely massive in real life compared to videos, of course, like most roller coasters. It is freaking huge. It goes down into that terrain valley, of course. It's actually kind of hard to see unless you're over near Thunderbolt or you're actually waiting in the station for Phantom's Revenge. And it's just such a good looking ride. You can actually get really close to this thing where it goes down its first drop, and it looks so massive. It's such a good looking ride. You'll walk into the queue line, and it's kind of an interesting queue line. It's really long and drawn out. It's actually not really switchbacks until you get into that station, so I thought that was kind of cool. And when you get into the station, of course, in my experience, it was completely freaking crowded. So I wanted to go for the front, but it was like 12 or 13 extra cycles to do that from the look, so I just went for the back. In fact, I believe it was second to back. I know it wasn't the very back, so it had to have been second to back. But I was completely fine with it because there was like an open row right there. There was only like one cycle I needed to wait for, so I was like, screw it, I'm doing this. You get into the trains, you pull down your restraint, and I noticed, hold up, wait a minute. These restraints are about to be freaking crazy because they barely touch you. I was so freaking shocked. I mean, I heard they were great restraints. I just never was really told why. I mean, some people just didn't even explain it. They're just like, yeah, man, they're great restraints. And I asked why. They're like, they just are. I'm like, okay. But yeah, they give great room. You get a lot of room with these restraints. So yeah, you pull them down, and I love these trains. They are really good. And then you will exit the station and begin your journey up the lift hill. You kind of take a little turn to the right before you do this, and then you go up the incredibly slow lift hill. This is an older coaster. It used to be the Steel Phantom. If you guys are aware of what that is, it used to be an aero coaster. It had inversions and stuff. Apparently, it was kind of crummy, so they transformed it into Phantom's Revenge. Morgan did that. But yeah, still has an incredibly slow lift hill, so that kind of got aggravating, but I really didn't care. I was about to ride Phantom's Revenge, which is said to be a legendary hyper. We got up to the top, and remember, I'm in the back row, so I got whipped down that first drop. This first drop was pretty cool. It wasn't great or anything just because it is curved, but it was pretty good. I was surprised by it. And then you go into the little straightaway section, and this is where I come to the realization, holy freaking crap, this is one of the smoothest coasters I've ever ridden. It is incredibly smooth, like buttery. I didn't feel any rattle. I didn't feel any roughness. It was just almost RMC level smoothness. It was crazy good. And you are going so fast, and then you'll kind of go upwards before taking that little turn to the right, and then you start to head down the main drop. This is a 228-foot tall drop, and it was crazy. Since I was in the back, when I started to go down, I was literally floating up out of my seat. I wasn't really expecting airtime since it wasn't at a very steep angle, and it was literally just going straight the whole time. I wasn't expecting to get airtime, but I kind of did. It was really cool. And you just keep going on and on forever and ever, and it feels like that you're just picking up this crazy amount of speed, and then you hit the bottom of the drop where you'll hit your top speed of 85 miles per hour. It feels incredibly fast. And then you go into the most forceful part of the ride, I would say, which is this upwards oval helix. It was pretty cool. I mean, nothing special, but I kind of felt a few forces when I hit the bottom of that drop and you were starting to go upwards. And at the very top of it, I felt a few lats, actually. Like, there were actually some laterals at the top of that helix, so that was kind of cool. And then you start to head down that helix, and you go into this little section where it goes under Thunderbolt, kind of rise up a little bit, start going around the turn. And that is the first 3/4 of the ride. Then comes the finale. This is the part that everyone talks about. The part of the ride that makes Phantoms as good as it is. Because up until this finale, the ride is just okay. Like, it's fast, it's kind of fun, I love how smooth it is. It's just okay up until then. But then when you actually hit the finale, this is where things actually start to go out of control. You hit this first little downwards hump, which I absolutely went freaking flying. I was actually scared. It was some of the strongest airtime I had ever felt. It was freaking insane. That restraint was the only thing holding me in, obviously. It was absolutely one of the most powerful airtime moments I'd ever felt. Then you go into this little sustained hill, which it's not extremely sustained, but it's the most sustained part of the ride, I guess. And it's just incredible airtime. It's ejector. And I'm just freaking ejected out of my seat, and then I'm floating in air. I'm like, holy crap, what is happening? Then you come to the double down, which, this double down was good. The first part of the double down was actually a nice ejector pop, and then the second one was a little bit floater. I was kind of shocked. It wasn't as powerful as I thought it would be. You were going into it with so much speed. I thought it would be a little more powerful. Then you kind of take a turnaround, hit one more final hill, which was okay, kind of floatery, before popping into the brakes. And that marks the end of Phantom's Revenge. I looked all around myself and I was just going, what just happened? I literally just experienced some of the strongest air I've ever felt. It was absolutely crazy. Up until the finale, Phantom's Revenge is just a good ride. Like, it's okay. I like the speed of it. I like the little forces at the bottom of the drop. But then, of course, when you hit that finale, that whole airtime sequence is just freaking insane. It is out of control. And I really wish I could have rode this coaster in the front because I've been told that it's actually way stronger and way better in the front row. So next time I do go to Kennywood, which will probably be sometime next year, I'll try and make it out there if I go up to Hershey or something. I will definitely be riding Phantom's Revenge many more times, since I only got to do it once, and I just cannot wait to ride it in the front row because I've heard it is like 3 times stronger in the front than the back, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, that basically does it for my Phantom's Revenge review. I think this ride is incredibly smooth. It is really fast. It's got great pacing. It has one of the best finales on any coaster. It has fantastic restraints. It has a really cool second drop. And overall, it was just such a good ride. This coaster is definitely in my top 10. Was it overrated? Yeah, I mean, I think some people overrate this coaster. Like, I don't see how someone would rank this over the top RMCs. I know a few people who actually do that. Which ones I'm referencing to are like Twisted Timbers or Wildfire. I even know a psycho who has compared it to Lightning Rod. Like, no, it is not even that good. It is definitely not as good as Twisted Timbers, I can confirm that. But it's still a great hypercoaster, and I really cannot wait to get back on it. It is such a fun time. And in my opinion, yeah, I'd probably say it's the best ride at Kennywood. I think I slightly prefer it to Steel Curtain. So, what am I going to be giving Phantom's Revenge for its final score? I'm going to be giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Now, I know I gave the same score to Steel Curtain, so you're probably going, oh, are they equal, or what's going on there? Well, I just really didn't want to give it a lower score than that, because one, I don't prefer Steel Curtain to this, and I didn't want to give it a higher score because it's not a 9 out of 10 ride. It's not that good. I don't know, maybe when I ride it in the front row or even get some night rides, even just more rides in general, I'll give it a higher score or even move it up. But for now, that's going to be Phantom's Revenge's score. I think this is a really good coaster. Great coaster, actually. The airtime ending was absolutely freaking balls to the walls. And it is a really good coaster. Easily one of the best in Pennsylvania. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Post your comments down in the section below. What do you think of Phantom's Revenge? Did you agree with my review? Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, coaster fans, I will see you later.